What's up, everybody? My name is Jason, and welcome to 5 million middle-income communities are owed the $10,000 EIDL Advance. It is Monday, June the 7th, 2021. Please do me a huge favor. Give this video a thumbs up, hashtag EIDL, your comments below. And once again, I ask that you please follow me on Twitter at TrySmallBiz. Username is SmallBiz Inc. The name of the company that I formed, yes, to help grow your small biz. We're going to launch real soon. A mobile app will follow in the month of August or September. It's going to be absolutely amazing. We're going to make a bloody fortune with or without the fucking SBA. So pull up a chair, grab a cup of coffee, ice cold beer, glass of wine. Here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you had a fantastic, restful, festive weekend. Once again, pin in the top comments, the SBA is slowing down. Right, they had a great report, 3 times faster on the last one. Well, guess what? Slowing back down again. In fact, this represents the 14th week of the Targeted EIDL Advance, the 10 grand or the balance thereof. If you suffered a 30% or more economic loss and you happen to be in a purple zone, aka low-income community. Well, as of a few days ago, 141,840 have been funded out of over 10 million emails. Let us not forget that Miss Isabel Guzman claims she sent out months ago. 10 million. We got to figure at least 2 or 3 or 4 million at least want to have access to the $10,000 Targeted EIDL Advance. But after 14 fucking weeks, they have funded 141,000 people. That's an average, ladies and gentlemen, of about 10,000 apps a week. Meaning it's going to take a whole year. At the rate they're going, and we've got 4.5 months of data now, it's going to take a whole year to get to 500,000 people on the $10,000 Targeted EIDL Advance. And let us not forget, also pinned in the top comment, the supplemental, a little over 80,000 funded in 2+ months that it's been around. And their goal, according to Miss Guzman, is to get 1 million of those out the door. Well, at the rate you're going, Miss Guzman, at what? 40,000 funded on the 5K supplemental? What is that going to take? Years. So for all you people that were giving me a hard time for blowing smoke and creating, what do they call it? Clickbait videos? Turns out I'm right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm right just about damn everything. In fact, I hope I'm really right about tomorrow's meeting with Miss Jackie Rosen. Don't forget, we have a phone call at 2 p.m. East Coast time. Question number 1, why have you and your counterpart, John Cornyn out of Texas, in your bipartisan EIDL Small Business Act known as S513, which, by the way, Chuck Schumer supported in August of last year when it was 10 times the size. Folks, S4227, Chuck Schumer, August the 19th in Peru, New York, very close to where I grew up. He told 100 of us, I support S4227. It was $80 billion for the grant, another $100 billion for the loan. Well, now it's skinny down to $15 billion. And we're going on 3 months. Jackie hasn't said a word, John Cornyn hasn't said a word, and Chucky Schumer, the worst dancer / singer in the history of the Democrat Party, refuses to bring it to a vote. So ask yourself, as I said on Twitter this morning, ladies and gentlemen, put your partisan politics aside. Why, after scathing letter last year, slamming Trump and Mnuchin for capping the loans and rationing the grants by way of Miss Javita Carranza, why have the Democrats, who control every branch of government, refused to get rid of the low-income requirements, get rid of the 30% economic loss that is clearly, based on the data that, again, is pinned in the top, slowing us down to the point where it's going to take a whole fucking year to fund 500,000 people. So to get to 1 million at the rate they're going, which is what they said they wanted to do with the supplemental, you're talking about 2 fucking years, ladies and gentlemen. The worst thing that the Democrats did, and it is the Democrats and the American Rescue Plan, is they stuffed in class warfare 101 into these bills. If we didn't have to have SBA contractors, most of whom have no experience, scanning through as they are with that live venue grant, did you hear that last week when I told you guys, Chuck Schumer, your pet project is a fucking disaster. 13,000 live venues applied for assistance over 4 months ago, ladies and gentlemen. And as of Friday, you know, they've only funded 50. 50 out of 13,000. That's like 99.5% that have gotten an absolute effing goose egg. That is just unacceptable. And one of the reasons why, it's not only because they're understaffed and overworked, it's all of these ridiculous class warfare. Rich versus poor, black versus white, our great veterans versus those who haven't served in the military. And God forbid you happen to be a white guy, because not only are you standing at the end of the line with respect to the Restaurant Revitalization Fund, but you might be shit out of fucking luck altogether, especially if you live in a middle income community. Which brings me to the title of this video. We have a very big call tomorrow at 2 p.m. East Coast time with Jackie Rosen's office. And I've got a couple of questions. Why have you and John Cornyn, authors of S513, not said a word, not one single word, scanned down their Twitter feed for the last 3 months that she reintroduced the bill? There's nothing there. There is no comment whatsoever out of either one. So that's question number one. The bigger question perhaps is, at the rate we're going, Jackie and team, they're never going to exhaust $30 billion that's sitting there for the Targeted EIDL Advance, even though they're opening it now. If you didn't apply before December 27, congratulations, you can go after 10. If you suffered a 30% loss in low income and 50% loss or greater, you can get another 5. So we fought hard for that. I'm happy for those folks, but I'm fucking livid, as I said the last time, and I will not quit. Short of having to file a lawsuit that we're probably going to lose, because they're following the law at this point. This is not like the restaurant fund where they did single out women, veterans, and minorities. In this case, with respect to the Targeted EIDL Advance of Section 331, it's written into the law. But as I said yesterday, class warfare is big business in Washington, D.C. The entire mission of that town as we speak, and it's probably always been this way to a certain extent, but it's off the chart now because they have the cooperation of the fake news and the social media sites like Facebook and Google. It's to pander. It's to divide us. If you look like me, fuck you, you're not getting anything. Reparations, call it what you will, payback's a bitch, as some of you like to tell me. I don't really give a shit. As far as I'm concerned, one love around here. I don't care if you're black, you're brown, you're gay, you're straight, you're a Jew, you're an Arab, you're an Asian, you're Hispanic. I don't give a shit what you do, who you sleep with, or who you vote for. If you're a small business owner in this country, and this is part of my mission as founder and CEO of Small Biz Inc., you deserve help. You deserve love. You deserve support. I don't mind standing at the back of the line as a white man, as long as we get assistance too. I have no problem. As one example, getting behind our great veterans, thank you, have served this country. But Washington, D.C. right now is placing a very large bet that it's okay to turn their back on 5 million middle Americans, many of which are minorities, are black and or brown, or veterans that have served this country. I'm not sure they really realize what the fuck they're doing. They're obviously pandering to low income. They're trying to suck up every ounce of that vote so they can hang on and acquire more money and more power. But they don't realize here in Atlanta, I know hundreds personally, tens of thousands that are black and brown as one example, or Hispanic and Asian, or great veterans. Because they've worked hard to get their families out of poverty, in some cases generational poverty, the SBA/federal government comes along with this new bullshit of a bill that's only going to get 500,000 people funded after 12 months, and they're just giving it to them right in the rear end. Well, guess what? I ain't having it, folks, and I know this is exhausting. Some of you have tuned out. In fact, most have. 80% don't even watch these videos anymore. There's like 2 or 3 channels that are still left talking about it. Many of them have gone on to other things, and I quite frankly don't blame them. But someone has to stand in that fucking batter's box and keep swinging and swinging and swinging until you get 10 grand, regardless of size, location, or credit score. $2 million caps this month. 24 months of working capital sometime this year. And yes, the more this nonsense goes on, the more that they're only able to fund 10,000 out of millions per week, the bigger the chances are that as a way of saying, whoops, we're sorry, the EIDL loan is going to be forgiven this time next year. So ladies and gentlemen, until next time, always remember, I love each and every single one of you. I will not stop fighting on your behalf. And thank you so much for watching.